Oh, good morning. Today is August 1st. Whole new month. I've been on the road for a month now. I slept pretty well. Comparative to the first night, that was a dream. Honestly, I just need to make sure I can prioritize going to bed earlier. And we're good. Slept well. A little bit of editing. It's pretty packed in here. I'm going to be getting rid of this right here, that. But everything else is going to stay. I think I could just move my bed up a little bit further so I can get a little bit more leg room. But after that, it's pretty nice. It's kind of just like sleeping at home. So, not that bad. Anyways, today it's going to be a little cloudy until around noon, where it's going to clear up. So, for the first morning, I'm going to go first find a place to dump this. Dump that, go to the bathroom. After all that, I think I might check out Astoria, see what's up. I think there's a big bridge or something. If it's not a pay bridge, I'll go on it. But yeah, I'll just drive around. That's it. I'll record after the next update. Hi. I'm in Astoria right now. Parked somewhere close by. I think it's safe to park around here. I locked everything. Hopefully this isn't like, saying fun and people just break into your place. I don't think that's the type of vibe of this place. Anyways, ordering food. I'll be back after I get breakfast. By the way, I said I'm not going to try to spend money, but I don't know. It seems like the place you're supposed to... Breakfast here seems right, like I'm supposed to. This is called a Riverfront Restaurant in Astoria. I'll give you my review after. The food came. Looks pretty good. Sausage gravy, which I'm used to. Sunny side up, eggs, and bacon. I'm going to eat this. I'm hungry. Bye. Hello. It's Future Drew. Yet again, I have returned. This time I am in the abyss, staying in my uncle's place, which is pretty chill. Able to sleep in a bed, shower, all that. The bed's pretty nice, and air conditioning is good. Anyways, so I never gave a review for the food. Like, I never recorded one. I'm gonna say it was pretty gas. It was pretty good. I really liked it. So if you ever go to, I think it's called like Seaside Restaurant, Seaside like breakfast. I don't know. It's in Astoria. It's pretty good. Yeah. Back to the video. 8 out of 10. Yeah, I didn't give my rate. It was an 8 out of 10. It was pretty good. Maybe 8.3. 8.2? 8.1. It was an 8.1 out of 10. It was pretty good. So I'm back in Seaside right now. I need to go find a place to go to the bathroom, but there's a place called Gandalf's. It's a dispensary. I don't know. I don't really smoke. But I feel like if there's a place called Gandalf's, I feel like I have to buy something there. Crazy. Also got some ice cream and stuff. Pretty cool town. Very lively, very touristy, but hey, that's how it is. Big Kahuna. It's a place where I can get a burger, I think. Oh, this is only there. Yeah, okay. A lot of places to explore around here. Supposedly the water is cold though, to the point where might not be the best to go like whole beaching, so I might have to go south if I want to go to the actual like beach to relax and enjoy myself at. Not today though. Not today. Right now I'm just chilling. I need to find like a bathroom or something. It's funny. There's like no like public bathrooms. It's crazy. So I'm gonna go figure out a way, something to do. After that, I'm gonna go charge my phone, relax in my car for a bit. Yeah. All right. Hello. So, went around town. That was nice. Just kind of worked on the car a little bit with some user information stuff. Right now, I'm gonna head on out of this place. This place is fine. It's just very touristy. And, I don't know. I might come back here tomorrow or Sunday, maybe. I have a D&D campaign I need to run. And I would like to have some good service so that I could run it properly. However, I could probably get that somewhere else. So, we'll see. I'm gonna head on out now. Off to somewhere else. South, probably. I'm gonna try to get to where it's warmer and see more of the Oregon coast. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a train going backwards. Hi. I am somewhere on the Oregon coast. I have no clue where. I don't know what town it's called. I'm honestly just really interested in finding a tide pool. Oh. So, hopefully I find one here. But, as soon as I find that, I think I can then just dedicate myself to walking on some paths and shit. Because it looks really cool, the forest, but I'm not doing that until I have a good enough taste of this ocean. So far, I feel like the ocean's kind of still getting ripped away from me. Like, it's been there. It's not what I wanted. And I know I can get what I want. I just got to find the right beach. So I've been just driving down the road, checking each beach as I go. And all of them are either super touristy or you're not allowed to go in there because they're like wildlife sanctuaries, even though they're super cool. So I'm just trying to find that right one where I can go and stick my hands in a tide pool. However, this is pretty cool. It's very jungly. It's cool. I like that. I really want to find a tide pool. You don't understand. I really want to find one. I hope to find a tide pool. Okay, well, I'll cross this hill, show you guys what I see. You probably already hear it in the wind. Sorry about that. Oh. And, Yeah, I'm gonna relax and try to enjoy this place. Walking around these shoes feels so weird. The sand. It's kind of nice though. It's like a kind of gentle, cold wind. Which kind of sucks, but at the same time, the sun's kind of warm. There's a lighthouse over there. All the way over there. I think that's the place I was trying to go to. I'm trying to find for the tide pool, so. I don't know if I'm going to drive all the way over there today. I think I'm just going to find a nice little spot. In the sand. And just like relax. Just give up for a second. There's sand blowing on me. Of course, yes. I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna lie here. I've been rushing my journey. I think I was kind of taught to since I was a kid. Just, get to where you're trying to go, and if you don't have somewhere to go, you need to get one. It's odd though. think there's a lot more of an uncomfortable nature to being human than I think most people let on. I think most people, either Western society or whatever, have just been taught to not really to quote unquote delve or dwell in there, in that spot, in that place. But I don't think there's any other way to look at it. Life is full of so many mysteries and challenges, and I think that there's so many healthy ways of dealing with them, and then there's just a lot of not healthy ways. I think we live in a sick world with sick people and sick ideas. And I think more often than not, we lie to ourselves over and over and over and over again to make things okay when they're not. And then when people say, hey, things aren't okay, they get attacked, or people ignore them because they're killjoys or whatever. I can't help but see it doing this. I don't like traveling. It's more that I like seeing cool things and cool places. I don't like the act of driving or seeing people who I've never met and who I will never know. It's not my cup of tea. I don't like seeing beautiful places turned into products. Tourism's disgusting. It's pretty yucky. I mean, technically, it's a livelihood for some people, which I guess is something I should be understanding of, but what it does to the land, and it does to these little towns, they're not sovereign. They rely on tourists and people to come here. That way it's transactional. That's not the world, that's capitalism. It's Western thought. That's not how it has to be, that's not reality. It's just the culture that we live in, which isn't the dogmatic, oh, this is the only way it can be. I don't like living in a capitalistic, consumeristic world that would much rather promote people being depressed for thinking they're not good enough and they fail, than taking accountability and allowing them to realize that really they didn't fail, they were just never taught to succeed in the first place. I don't think life should be on them, especially a good life, should not be, it should not be something that the individual must forge. That's not how it works. It is something that you share with people. It's something that you foster inside yourself. The rabid idealism of oh, I'm better than you because I've worked harder is built off of a deep, gnawing sense of anxiety. Belief that you know more than somebody else, or you're better, or you have something conditional that makes you more valuable or just better. It's stupid. Because we all recognize you can't say one art is better than another because it's all subjective, right? That's how life is. subjective. There is no right way or wrong way. I don't care how much money you have. That's just a conditional metric that we use as a society that more often than not does not actually elaborate your well-being, worth, or cleanliness in society. I don't like capitalism. I think it can work if it's if there's discipline behind it. But we don't have that here. I'm tired of people just openly defending a system that doesn't really benefit them and that could be so much better, and them defending it isn't actually them saying, okay, well, we're going to get better. It's more just saying, well, this is just how the way it is, and we're just trying to survive through winter. So you got to wake up to reality. This is all it's ever going to be, and therefore this is what we have to work off of. I think that's a loser's mentality. I think true winners are people who are capable of learning and facing reality, real reality, and being able to learn lessons from it and move on. Losers live within their fucking little ivory towers. I think winners are able to go off into the world and provide for themselves and win. I don't care if you have a lot of money, it doesn't make you a winner. I don't care if you have a lot of sex, it doesn't make you a winner. I don't care if you have a lot of land, that doesn't make you a winner. Thousands and thousands of things. I don't care if you've won a lot of games. I don't care if you're a really good video game player or a really good hunter. It does not make you a winner. It is something deeper, something more holistic. You cannot buy happiness, and you cannot earn being a winner. It is forged. You don't earn it, you make it. I think that's funny. Like you earn titles, you earn things, and it's like that's just not how it works. How often do predators earn their meal? They don't. They make their meal. They go out and they create it. You don't earn your meal. That is like the stupidest thing I've had. It's so stupid. And because of that, well, what am I going to earn for doing this? You get interests. People so obsessed with interests to the point where people will not do the right thing because there's not enough interest. They're like, well, why should I? They ask, well, why should I do the right thing? That is what capitalism is. That is what it is. Why? Why should I do the right? Why should I do the good thing? There's no interest for me. There's no reason for me. Oh, let's wake up to reality. It's like, no. Reality is whatever the fuck you make of it. In some societies, laws work this way. They value these things. They have different culture. In ours, we have this. We have this way of thinking. We do these things. Reality is different to them, and it's different to us. When you just say, wake up to reality, that's not fixing the problem. That's just making you have a hollow lie and illusion that this is just the way it is, when it's not. Things can change and things can be better. And you're not an idealist because you know things can be better. And you're disappointed with reality because it isn't better. You're someone who has some goddamn accountability and integrity. You're someone who is able to see reality and not just start eating shit or being someone you don't want to be and just saying, oh, this is the way it is. You say no. You hold that righteous indignation? You hold that anger. You hold that this is not good, and you keep that. You don't let that. That's a burden you hold on to, and you keep fucking pushing to make the world a better place. And then some people are just like, well, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier just to be stupid and let all these things go and just to turn your brain off. And to that I'd say, yeah, it is easier. And you should do it, just not all the time. There's a reason it's healthy to have recreation and leisure. The point that I'm trying to get at with all this is that I don't think the world should be the way it is. Because I know it can be better, and I know there are ways of making it better. You could say that, of course, you can always make things better. What do you want, and then work from there. But I'd say it doesn't matter what I want. What I'm trying to get at is to be a goal-oriented person is to believe and to look at everything and choose one thing and move towards it. It is to almost selectively be ignorant. To be an oriented and determined person, you have to willfully choose to be ignorant in some things. Maybe ignorant's the wrong word, but to lose focus on other things. You must move forward. You must pick one thing and go. Very one way. You do this thing and that's your way. You don't diverge. You don't think of other things. And that, I think, is number one, stupid. Very stupid. That's a society thing. That's not a reality thing, and it's not a human thing. There are different cultures that have different relationships with things, and more often than not, the happiest people are the people who aren't just one thing. They're multiple. They're capable of doing so many different things. Yes, having one thing you're good at is good for maybe like a job or something, but doing one thing, and that's like your addition to society, or it's how you make yourself happy, or it's how you feel satiated in your own life. I think that's stupid. I think that's royally stupid. I think someone either, number one, has to be one of the exceptions. So like they're one of the people that actually genuinely, it is just better if they just stay that way, and therefore they're probably just someone who has some crazy stuff going on in their life. Or B, no, that's it. That is it. It's just that. The world is such a complicated place. But I think more often than not, people make excuses for abuse, and they call it the world. They call it reality when it's not. Someone having so much that they'll never starve, and another person having so little that they'll never know comfort is not reality. In the same way that some wolves live, like some wolves get prey and some wolves don't, so they die. It's not the same. It really isn't. Because when you farm a system, you create a system, and it starts to create something more than what it originally was naturally there, and it starts to be turned into something and another thing and another thing, and people continue to profit over it and yada yada yada, eventually it becomes the way. It becomes the natural to the people who are zealots of it, the people who are too incapable of, the people who are, when you bring this up, they just say, well, wake up to reality, grow the fuck up. To these people, that's reality. To them, the rat race, that's the natural. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to dress in things in ways you don't like doing to appease other people, to be decent. You're supposed to go to church and say the right things even if you don't believe them, just because you need to appear well. You're supposed to not be who you actually want to be, because to be who you want to be is wrong. These people are shattered. They're broken. I live in a broken society, and I know many broken people. And you are truly broken when you don't believe in a future at all. When when you genuinely don't believe in something better, when you're not trying to create a world that's better, when you're just kind of taking from the world and you're not giving anything back, you're broken. We're here to create things. And it's not sex and death and food and hunger and pride and glory and winning. It's not that. We're here to create things. That is genuinely at its core why we're here. It's not, I don't believe it's a subjective thing like everybody says it is. You don't get to choose why you're here. You're here to create things. And then it's subjective on how you do that. That could be family, that could be love, that could be friends, that could be art, that could be money. It's what you create. And the people who figure out ways to not create anything, and or they say, well, the reality is the way it is, they're the people who live off of what's already made for them. They do not make their own path. They are not living their own life. They are followers. There is beauty in following a righteous path. And there is infamy in following a disgusting, villainous path. It is why I was just following orders doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut it. Some people should be criticized openly. To be kind to everybody is to devour your own future. Because you're going to meet broken people over and over because we live in a broken world. Doesn't mean everyone's broken, but more often than not, means you're going to meet a lot of broken people. And then more often than not, you give excuses to broken behaviors, toxic behaviors, all of that shit, and you try to understand them and get to know them and love them. The more you reach your hand out, is the more you're spending your energy on them. It is not you do not have to be a healer. That is not how it works. The best healer is someone whose craft is good. And your craft's going to be shit if you never learn the lesson that some people just can't be saved. Some people are broken. It's a sad truth. It's a sad truth, just like the fact that, we're all going to die and that, the world we live in right now is unstable and it's not going to last and not enough's being done. So we are going to die. Like, as a society, we're going to destroy the earth. And all we can do is just, polish the brass on the Titanic. That's also a sad truth. But this one is really, this one hurts. Some people can't be saved. They can't even save themselves. And that is the goddamn truth right there. And then more often than not, the people who live within like a rigid ideology of what society is, of what reality is, of all these things, they're usually the people who cannot be saved. Because either A, they're fucked beyond all return, or B, they're already saved. Some people are already saved, and therefore they have a rigid system. They already have their way of looking at life. They don't need someone to tell them how to do their thing because, quite frankly, they don't need to be saved. For me, I can't help but have hatred in my heart. And I used to be really upset with myself because I was always trying to be the best version of me, and I was always having hate in my heart. And I realized I need to make sure that anger stays there, because there's a lot of shit to be angry about. But I don't take it out on anybody. I don't try to make the world something that it's not. I instead embrace who I am, embrace what I want and try to find a good outlet for that is positive for my community and for myself. Anger is something you should stockpile, not something you should see as a vice. And those people who get lost in their anger, they're not stockpiling it. They're just fucking, pardon my French, they're just ejaculating it immediately. No, you hold on to your anger. You feel it. You allow it to build. And then, when you allow it to come out, all that heat, all that density, it creates a fire. It creates light. That is incredibly important. Oh. So then, if I believe that the world's going to end, and there's nothing that we can do, and it's a truth, that our society is going to eat itself and we're all going to die, then why do I still live and do things? Is it just pure selfish hedonism? No. It's instead a recognition. The reason we do things is not because we're immortal. It's not because what we do is going to be seen around the world. It's not because everyone's going to give us the right amount of props for what we do. It's because of what we can do. Some things are fucked and you can't fix them, but there are other things that aren't fucked and you can. And just because everything's going to go down in flames doesn't mean that creating somebody's smile before it happens is a waste of time. Happiness is good. It's why so many wars have been fought. What is it? Hate is born in order to protect love. That's a good way to put it. And that rage and anger is usually built off of recognizing that happiness isn't there. And quite honestly, you should not always be happy. It's another thing. We brought this up earlier. You should be happy and kind or whatever. It's easier, like it's easier to be happy, or people are having an easier time if you just are a little foolish and you just have a nice time or whatever. And to this, I'd say this. I already said it previously where you should have times structured, happy time. But sometimes you can't be happy because what you have is so fucked that you gotta do something about it. Anger is a really good incentivizer for change. You can see it within revolutions and music and all this stuff. You could say it's emotions. Emotion's a good thing for change. Maybe that's a better way to put it. And I think more often than not, the people who you find who feel the least amount are the people who are so resigned, just resigned to their fate. And that's how you can tell someone's old. Either because they got the gray hairs, or they seem like they're already checked out. The people whom have retired from life, resigned. I don't know if I'm one of those people. I'd like to say I'm not. However, at the same time, I'm having this conversation because I don't know how to continuously move in this world. I'm learning through speaking out loud. That does not mean that I am having a healthy relationship with myself, nor does it mean that I feel like I'm normal or young. This 22-year-old, going on a big road trip, that's nice. It is. It's also not me going out and talking to ladies, or drinking, or doing all the things that our society thinks is happy or natural, which I also don't think. Drinking is not natural. Drinking's not natural. It's not. I think, like, sometimes is fine. I genuinely believe that drinking and smoking and all that stuff is more often than not just like poison. And I can't believe that that's the way that our like, how people interact nowadays. It's disgusting. Like, can people, like, why does alcohol need to be the way for us to interact? It's poison. I'm not a loser because I recognize it's poison. And I really don't like it that the people who also recognize that it's poison are usually fucking losers. Like, I really fucking hate it where it's like, oh, I don't drink, and then they're a loser. And I'm not calling anybody out in particular. I'm just saying, like, the idea of, like, you know, the Christian nice guy he has a really closed mind, who doesn't drink, all that guy. The guy who's actually abusive and mean, but he does all the things to get away with what he's doing. I don't know. Some people know the right thing, but they don't do the right thing. I think you should still be cool, but you don't drink. And there's just not too many people who are like that. There's a lot of people who are cool, and there's a lot of people who don't drink, but there's not that many people out there that don't drink and are cool. And so when it comes to social life, I don't have that big of a social life. Does that make me a loser? Kind of. I just I don't believe in what they believe. I have different values to the point where we'll talk and it means nothing to me. The things we talk about mean nothing. And there are people who are like me. They're just usually rare. There are people who have pretty developed brains, or they think to the point that they're like, hey, this is fucked. Oh. It is odd to live your life and not know what's going to happen next. And I guess it's kind of comforting to have a routine so you can kind of expect what's going to happen. Usually that type of like comfort is more cancer than anything else. You know, they say comfort kills, and I agree. The sand is wet and cold. I want to go to a proper beach where it hurts my legs and my feet to be on the sand. I'm too far north. And I now know I don't like the cold. I want to live somewhere where the winters aren't that bad. I want to have warmth and heat. I enjoy it. I think it's nice. I think it rolls on my back. I like it. I want to live in a wet and hot place. That's where I want to live. Oh, okay. Nice talk, everyone. Oh. Thanks for listening. All that. I'm gonna head back up to the car. I'm gonna get in my car. Gonna go find a nice place to park, set up for the night. Honestly, I might go to bed early today, just take a melatonin or something. Just try to get some extra Z's. Upload my second YouTube video. Oh, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna watch some One Piece. That always helps. Because I like watching people follow their dreams. Ugh. Things are sloppy. Life is sloppy. And the will of the strong is being able to pierce that and step and walk and live and choose your own way. Where you die, how you live, how you love. To choose. That is the birthright and the duty and the choice and the privilege of the strong. And I think at its core, people who are strong believe in something. And it's really nice watching One Piece because there's a lot of belief in it. I'm gonna go now. I'll see you soon. Yeah. This is what you gotta recognize. That hate, that anger I was just talking about, it got me into such a good mood watching some good One Piece. And I found a place called Seal Rock. This place, this is what I was looking for. This type of stuff. And look right here. Is this, oh wow, this is great. Look at this word right here. Tide pool. That's what I've been looking for. So I'm gonna be checking this place out tomorrow. It's too cold right now. Yeah, it's too cold. It is cool though. Maybe I should just check it out now and keep driving, or no. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna go find a place to park, set up. Yeah, that's pretty cool though. I like it. All right, I'm back. I've changed in some warmer clothes. Got my, also in the parking spot for the night. It was on this website my mom sent me for like free parking places. I do not see day use only restroom doors lock automatically at dusk. So if I need to go to the bathroom, I should do it now. Yeah, anyways. So right now I am here at this campground. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty safe. I figured out that I didn't actually buy a whisper light. I just bought everything that you need for a whisper light, but not an actual whisper light. So I'm gonna need to stop at an REI or something at some point and snag one of those. Maybe in Eureka or Eugene, I can find something. But yeah, that means I actually cannot cook my food for the next couple days. So I just ate the rest of my summer sausage and block of cheddar. Go to the bathroom real quick. And if that isn't enough, I'll maybe just go eat like a little protein bar. Maybe go get like a little thing of clam chowder somewhere. But yeah, that's it. Talk to you guys later. Hello. So right now, oh, those are just tide pools down there. Yeah, I'm at a new place. Didn't stay at that last place. A lot of other people who are doing something very similar to me parking out here. It's got a place near called Thor's Well. Not making it up. So, if you know anything about me, you know that I'm pretty interested to check this place out in the morning. For now, I have some salad that I'm gonna eat. Just need to get inside. Hopefully, I get some better service. Right now, my service is pretty bad. But if I can get some better service, then we're good. I'm gonna begin editing the second episode. So if it can't upload it tonight, then I'll just upload it tomorrow morning and I'll edit it tonight. Maybe even the third episode. Yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys in the morning. It's nice seeing you. I really look forward to checking this shit out tomorrow. Bye. Yeah, I'm inside the car. Other people are outside, so I'm good. I'm safe. The car's not too far forward, so I'm safe. Seems pretty good. Seems safe. I'm eating some food. This is it's a prawn Caesar salad. Pretty good. I spent a little bit much on this. I'm not trying to spend a lot on all the meals that I'm gonna be doing, but until I get a whisper light, an official whisper light, I can't really cook for myself in the same way. So I'm gonna have to be a little creative in the next couple days. But I did splurge a little bit because, I don't know, it reminded me of a trip I had with my grandparents when I was up in Maine, and I got a Caesar salad. So it's nostalgia, big pit. Anyways, I'm gonna get in tonight, watching some Kim's Convenience, relaxing. Yeah. Have a good day. Bye.